Hello and welcome to the Manifest to Live Life Golden Show. This is season 2, episode 13. I am going to be giving you some powerful techniques today to manifest the good when the bad happens. So, I had a couple things happen this weekend. I had an incredible weekend. My husband and I actually went down to San Diego to see couple of our favorite bands, the Elevators. If you've never heard of them, they're a reggae band. They are so good. Jackson Weatherby has the most incredible voice I think I've ever heard. And then we saw Pepper and Stick Figure. Stick Figure was off the charts. It was such an incredible weekend. The entire weekend. We went down early Friday. The sun was shining. We got to ride bikes. We got to go to Rady Stadium, which is so incredible. And we got to stand there before anyone was there. So we got to see the whole stadium. It's such a beautiful venue right on the water in San Diego. We had some great meals, just some really good time together, kind of relaxed on Saturday. And then the show was Saturday night. Our daughter came in with her friend and a couple of other friends that were so much fun. And it was just a really good time. So, leading up to this, we had a couple of things that happened that I wanted to share with you. So, when these things are happening in my life, I pay attention. I pay attention for you, I pay attention for me, and then I'm basically like taking notes throughout to watch the energy field and how our conduction actually contributes. So, this is all about life experience that I share with you. So that's why I share what I'm dealing with, what we're going through, and how we navigate things that are like less than optimal when they happen. I got really aware of certain people in my life that when these things happen to them, when things happen to them, they get really frustrated, really aggravated, and they give up and they just retreat. And then, it's a victimhood kind of mentality when you're walking through life like that because it's like, oh, all this crap is happening to me and there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm hoping that if that is a place that you come to sometimes, that this conversation will help you to shift and to become more aware of where you're conducting in the energy field when less than optimal things happen. Are you suffering for too long? Are you just getting really confused and really upset and really frustrated and really blocking the energy field from giving you solutions? So we had a pretty trippy thing that happened. It's really easy to get wrapped up in worst case scenarios when problems arise. So we went down early on Friday, and my husband was a little concerned because we never received our tickets. So we ended up ordering tickets for the concert through a second party site, which we didn't realize. So it wasn't Ticketmaster, it was a second party site called C Tickets. I would recommend not buying from C Tickets after what we went through for these tickets. So now we have 2 tickets. We're responsible for our friends' tickets as well, which I think caused my husband a little bit more anxiety than normal. So we walked up to the ticket thing to see because we were told to just go to Will Call and get our tickets. And we wanted to get it all straight. My husband's very organized. He wants to know what's going on and he wants it straight. But he had a little bit of anxiety before that. He said, I never received my tickets and I'm not really feeling good about that. So pay attention to that because the way that you feel is what you conduct from, right? So we go to will call and this woman is behind the will call and my husband starts asking her questions and she literally jumps down his throat. Like she's like, you don't get your tickets here. You didn't get them from Ticketmaster. And she starts kind of yelling at him. And he is taken aback. And we are very fortunate to be people that understand energy and we don't exchange with people who are doing that. Because if you do, if you start exchanging with someone and giving the rudeness back that they're giving to you, you're going to lose because nothing's going to happen in that energy field. So my husband kind of backed up. He actually put his hands up and backed up and he was like, whoa, I'm just trying to figure this out. I don't really know what to do. And, the show is tomorrow and we don't have our tickets. And as soon as he did that, she started to shift a little bit and she started to soften. And we started to talk about, what happened and where we ordered from and what the potentials were for us to get our tickets, the next day. And she basically didn't know anything about these tickets. So it was interesting because I think a lot of people probably were going to be in that situation. And we kind of helped to bring new information to the table, which was really cool, like for the collective, so that this wasn't a big issue the next day. So We had no idea what to do. We started talking about solutions. My husband was very anxious. I was a little, and I just kept thinking to myself, there's no way, like, there's no way that we're not going to make it into this show. There's no way. So I start texting friends, hey, could use some prayers. I love to do that. I think it's a good idea to like set intentions for what you need and pull some people in on that. My friends and I are always good at that. And I had somebody else text me back and say, oh yeah, that happened to me at an event. And I actually ended up having to get my money back. And I was like, well, I don't want my money back. Like, we want to see the show. We came down here to see the show. And there's no way that I'm leaving without seeing this show. Like, that was my really strong indignation and my really strong conduction was that this is going to work out. So, and we were lucky that we were doing this the day before and not the day of. It would have been way more stressful. So my husband gets, little bunged up, and we're emailing people and we're trying to chat with the C tickets. I find a phone number for C tickets. They're open from 8 to 12 Pacific, and it's 1:00. So they're closed. We tried emailing a couple things. And then I was like, well, let's just go to lunch because we were super hungry. I'm like, let's sit down. Let's have a glass of wine. Let's like chill out. Let's relax. And so we sat down at lunch and we were still working on it. We hadn't given up because we hadn't had the solution yet. And we weren't, my husband's like, I'm going to feel better when I have the tickets, right? Well, the thing about that is when you're going to feel better when the solution comes, you really have to activate feeling better on the way to that to get the energy to start to flow, to not become dense and blocked by your frustration and impatience and anxiousness. So we sat down at lunch and we're still doing things. And then I decided to email Ticketmaster through my account and email Ticketmaster and tell them what happened and ask them for our tickets. So we did that. We ate our lunch. We kind of relaxed a little bit. And then we did a couple other things. I can't really remember what we did after that. I think we just went up, we got ready. I'm trying to think of what we did during the day because I know I think we had a late lunch and then we had dinner plans. So we decided to go early to dinner and walk around the Gaslamp district of San Diego because we've never done that before. So we walked around the Gaslamp, we went to dinner, and as we're sitting at dinner, enjoying a beautiful dinner together, my husband gets an email with the tickets. So we had let it go. So that's the important part about this situation is letting things go so that you're able to manifest something else. We had to shift the energy because if you stay in the energy field of desperation and frustration, now keep in mind, when something less than optimal happens, doing everything you can, thinking outside the box. Well, who else can we call? And what other number can I look for? And what other email can I send? Doing that is important. Maybe if we had totally let it go, something would have happened, but I don't think so. I've done this enough times in my life to recognize that doing everything you can is activation in the universal field. It's doing your part. It's that co-creative part of the energy field. And it's not just being like, somebody needs to come save me. It's actually being quite in your power. So we go back up to our room. So this is what happened. We go back up to our room, and this was the second thing that happened. Now, at this point, when things start going wrong, it's very easy to start feeling like the whole vacation is ruined, right? But we're so good about not doing that and not letting things. But think about what this little incident caused. It definitely caused a dip in our vibration. It definitely caused a little bit of stress on a vacation that should have felt very free flowing and fun and exciting, right? So we did have a little dip in our vibration. We came from a super high place after biking and having a lot of fun. Actually, no, we biked after that. No, we went to lunch first. Then we biked. Okay, so we went to lunch, we biked. So we had a great time biking and we were able to let it go. And then we got back up to our room and after lunch, and we're in an adjoining room with about 25 kids that were graduating that night. So we get back to our room and there's just this extremely loud laughing, talking, like craziness. And I said to my husband, that's not good. That's not good. And he's like, Why? It's fine. They're probably going out. I go, yeah, but they're going to come back and probably like at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. So I said, we need to call the front desk. Like, there's no way. And so he talked to the front desk and they said, well, we can call security and have them come up. And I was like, no way. I am not going to tell these people to quiet down. They're excited. They're having fun. There's no way I'm going to rain on their parade. So we asked for a room change. Now, this was the interesting thing about the room change. So most people, a lot of people, maybe you're one of them, would just have suffered through that, would have called, complained, been frustrated, maybe looked for, some free hotel nights. I don't know. But when you're in solution mode and when you decide what you need, now it was inconvenient. This is the funny thing. Not never, but I very rarely like take all my stuff out as soon as I get into my hotel room and like organize it and hang it up. I mean, we were only going to be there for 2 days. And for whatever reason, I decided to like hang up my stuff and put all, and so we had to like pack everything up and bring it to the next room. Slight inconvenience, no reason to like be super upset. So while we were in that room that we ended up moving from, my husband was like, oh, I wish we had a view of the Rady. So the Rady Stadium is a shell. It's actually a shell right on the water in the shape of a shell. And it is an incredible stage and a place to see lots of entertainment. They have a lot of entertainment stuff going on there. And we couldn't see it from our room. So once we got moved, interestingly, we could see it from our room. So it was a manifestation and it was pretty cool. So we got moved to a new room, totally quiet, totally good. But it got me to thinking, like, how many people would have suffered through that? How many people would have given up on the tickets, said, forget it, the ticket place is closed, we might as well go home? How many times do you do that in your life where you give up on things that you really wanted and then you step into victimhood and feeling unjust, feeling like life is not yielding to me what I wanted, what I planned on, being really hardlined and being really upset. And when you start to work with the energy field and you recognize it, like the sooner you recognize it, the better. I remember saying to my husband, we need to shift this. We know how this works. And the thing about my husband, I love him so much, but he does not like when I coach him. So I have to be very gentle with what I say and kind of bring it into the we. Like, we know how this works. We know how the energy field works. All we have to do is put in the work, right? Do what we can do everything we can do, and then we have to let it go. We have to let the universal orchestration deliver what we've decided is going to happen, which is we are totally getting into the show. Like, there's no doubt about it. So that's what we did. But recognizing that frustration, tension, stress, and anger all block the flow is an important piece. But also, we have feelings, right? We have feelings. Understanding where those feelings come from, when it looks like something's not going to go your way, that comes from basically pulling it to the upset that it's not going to happen your way. So it's like not having faith, not having trust that things are going to work out is really what compounds that negative emotion and that negative energy. Feeling like you are not a powerful creator compounds the energy and blocks the flow of solutions coming to you. So if you have feelings, fine. Have your little pity party. Just have your pity party. Get mad, upset, angry. Take some deep breaths and then shift it by remembering how this works. That's what we did. It was like, oh my goodness, like this is stress and this is not right. I remember thinking that, like, we are not supposed to be feeling stress on this trip. We're supposed to be feeling lighthearted and free and happy and everything is working out for us, which we had the power to do that, right? We had the choice to do that. These are normal reactions and no one expects you to be Zen all the time. I mean, you can master this stuff, but there's still human emotions that happen and there's still that, oh my goodness, what if this doesn't work out? There's those feelings and you have to deal with them. So steps to take to move the energy field in your favor. When something happens, feel your emotions, take some deep breaths, work to shift things, decide what you want to happen and insist that it will work out, and remind yourself repeatedly. It's really important to remind yourself repeatedly. Do whatever you can to remedy this situation. Think outside the box and don't stop until you've activated as much energy as you possibly can. Once you have done everything you can think of, work to let it go and shift by doing something else, going for a walk or a bike ride, go out in nature, meditate, take a nap. As soon as you let it go, right? Like as soon as we had fully let it go, we dealt with another situation, we were walking to dinner, we really let it go. That's when the solution came, when we had kind of forgotten about it, believe it or not. And I'm sure my husband didn't really forget about it, but I definitely forgot about it. I was like, it's all going to work out. And we also intended, so earlier in the day we intended that we were going to have the tickets before the next day. The tickets were going to be like in our email before the next day, and we were going to go there with the tickets so that the next day could be just very relaxing and free, and there was no concern whatsoever for tickets. And that's exactly what happened. So we go down to the show, and we decided to go down super early so that we could get in line. And it was like general admission. So everything was general admission, and it was all standing. There's no seats. It's a tiered environment, and it's just all standing. So we went down at 3:00. Gates opened at 5, I think. So we had some time to stand in line. So we're just standing there, literally just standing there. And they were practicing. So it was so cool. So we got like a little pre-show of the show, which was really awesome. And then as we're standing in line, the elevators start walking up. Now, this group, I'm telling you, for the past couple of weeks, I've been a little obsessed. Like, it's all I've been listening to. Just listen to their music. It is so beautiful. There's one song, MIA, that is so, oh my goodness. I heard it when I was in Connecticut, and I was driving a convertible, which is a low ride, and going through my old neighborhoods. And MIA is all about the East Coast, driving through your old neighborhoods in the West Coast. It's just so cool when things align like that in your life, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is my song. There's so many situations like that where we read the lyrics to these songs. Stick Figures lyrics are so profound and purposeful, and it's one of the things that I love about this type of music. I also love the reggae community, and just, I'm not a pot smoker. I will be totally honest with you. I haven't done that in like 30 years, and I love this music, and I know that it draws that kind of energy, and often is aligned with that energy. But the truth is, these are powerful spiritual souls. They really are. And when you hear them sing, and when you hear them play music, and when you see the love that they have for each other and for their fans. So the whole group comes up, they start high-fiving us. They were doing a little video that we got to witness. And another member of the Stick Figure band came out, K-Bong. He's such a sweet, 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 oh my gosh, energetic person, high-fived us all. And just the love that they have for their fans and the community was just so endearing. And being in San Diego, which is where a lot of them live, all their family and friends came out. It was really just a very precious moment. And us being able to be there and witness it and be part of a crowd of people who just love music, who love vibration. It's a high vibration, and get to be a part of that is just incredible. So our whole night was super duper fun, and something I won't forget. I didn't get any pictures. I got a couple pictures of the stadium and stuff. I didn't get pictures with the band. And I thought about this afterwards, because I am like very cautious about people in that position, and I don't want to be annoying. But what I've realized is that I could create more experiences by being a little more confident in situations like that. And I felt like I missed out a little bit, and I've been working on that, not having regrets, like no regrets, and just really understanding what happens to me when I'm around somebody who I believe to be famous, or, believe to be better than me. I don't know, like crazy. I saw Diane Keaton once at a flea market in Long Beach, and she's one of my favorite actresses, and I couldn't even speak. We just acted like we didn't really know who she was. Like, I'm just trying to be respectful. And I was like, why didn't I tell her like how much I love her work? And, it's like I'm cheating myself of experiences because of that feeling of not wanting to be annoying, or not having the confidence, I guess it is. So I'm really looking at that. So look at the things in your life that you're not kind of stepping out and doing what you really feel inspired to do. I'm really connected to my inspiration. So I was like, well, if I really felt inspired, I would have done it. But it's like you always have this fear of like doing the wrong thing, and that can often really mess up our flow. It can mess up what we're putting out into the world and the experiences that we could create when we're in our confidence and in our power. So yeah, lesson learned on that one, because like, is that ever going to happen again? I don't I really don't know. I did message two band members and tell them how I felt about them, and I did get a reply, so I feel pretty good about that. Maybe I'll have the Elevators on for an interview. I'm gonna manifest that one. I really would love to do that. So the most important thing about this conversation is to understand what being proactive is, being proactive and no longer being the victim. So look at your life and see where you are falling victim, where you are feeling like, the world is unfair or things don't work out for you because you're conducting from that energy. Remember, you're the one beaming the signals, right? If I beamed a signal that said, I'm all confident and I am so sure of myself and I know that I'm going to enhance people's experiences, I would have done things a little differently and I would have had a really cool experience to share even more of. One of the other things that does happen to me, and I think this is a good thing when I'm in situations like that, I don't take a ton of videos or pictures. I tend to have friends who will send me stuff because I really want to be present. I really want to be present, and I'm very cautious to not be like, "Ooh, look at my life on social media." Like everything that I share on social media is because I want you all to see what's possible, but I'm very careful not to be like in my ego or bragging or, "Ooh, look at me and look at all the fun I'm having." That is never my intention. My intention when I share things is always to show you all what's possible. And I want the whole reason I speak, the whole reason I do shows, the whole reason I'm doing this work is because I want more people to truly enjoy their lives. I want to create alchemy in the world where we take lives of suffering and we turn them into lives of pleasure and fun and satisfaction and all the things that you dream and desire. That's what I want for you. That's my intention in everything I share and whenever I speak. So let's not do that anymore. Let's remember that you are a powerful creator. My post today on Facebook, if you're not following me, do that. Golden Duffy, or I have a private group called Manifest to Live Life Golden, where I share all of my posts every day. I post just about every single day. Something comes through for me to share. But just remember that you are a powerful creator, and what you decide upon drives the energy towards more problems or solutions. When you get ticked off and don't even try to remedy things, you're not being an active participant in the energy game. You are not being an active participant. You are literally living from a victimhood mentality where you feel like things are unfair, where you feel powerless, and you just give in to that energy. So look at the ways in your life that you are feeling, kicked down, or you don't feel powerful, or, you've got that low self-esteem that's running underneath, and start journaling about that. Like start writing down how you feel, maybe where it came from, and start releasing it so that you can start and step into more of your power. I am the only reason why I am such a powerful creator is because I have done a lot of work with it and I know how it works. And that's why I share it with you so that you can know how it works as well. And you don't have to suffer. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to sacrifice. We don't have to live a life that is less than the most optimal life experience that we came here to be part of, right? Like we came here to be part of something bigger than ourselves. We came here because we wanted to expand and grow. We wanted to have life experiences. Anytime you look at a situation and you say, I'm not going to do that because I'm afraid, or I'm not going to do that because it's hard, or I'm not going to do that because I don't know how. Anytime you do that, you cut yourself off from really learning and expanding and growing in life. You never know what's going to happen when you say yes to life. So I've been saying yes to a lot more things lately. I've been doing a lot more crazy things lately that are very much out of my comfort zone because I know that that's where I'm going to grow. And I know that there is no mistakes. There's no I shouldn't have done this or I screwed this up, because it's all part of that growing experience, right? Like even not taking advantage of a photo opportunity with people that I like listen to every day and I feel like I know them, even that gave me great awareness and growth in my own situation to say, what is that about for me? Why do I have this like fear of annoying celebrities, right? Like It's just so ridiculous. It's like, these are all people. They're all people. And I realized that after spending some time recently with a celebrity, they're just people. And they've been put on this pedestal of life because they have shared their gifts and their talents, and they've been given a forum because of that, because they've shared their gifts and their talents. So if you're not sharing your gifts and your talents, I implore you to do that. I really do. I can't imagine a world where Stick Figure and Jackson Weatherby and the Elevators didn't share their gifts. It would be, my world would be less than. So it's important for you to share your gifts and talents, because you don't know who you're going to influence and how you're going to shape the world into a new place by stepping into what you're being called to. If you wake up every single day and you're being called to something and you keep pushing it down or pushing it away, you are doing yourself and the world a great disservice. So it's time to step up. It's time to step in. It's time to start really focusing on those things that you feel your brilliance is in. You know, even if you don't feel real confident about it just yet, just start. You got to start somewhere. Confidence comes from doing, not from thinking about, right? Like the first time I ever did a show, you can go back to episode 1 of my podcast and see how I've grown in the last 2 years, because there has been great growth. You know, the first time I was on, I mean, that wasn't the first time I was on camera, but the first time I started this podcast, it was different for me, right? It was like energetically, I had to make sure that I was like in alignment and I was, you know, sharing the right messages. And now I just really trust in the energy field a little more. I'm a little freer with the conversation. So tomorrow, I'm going to share more about this, more about, you know, where you give your power away and how to actually take that power back. So it's a little bit different of a conversation. My TV show, The Golden Hour, you can find it on E360 TV live at noon Pacific, or you can also find it live on YouTube or Facebook. There's a page for the Golden Hour and my YouTube channel. I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm looking to get more subscribers on there to just grow that channel. So if you go to YouTube and you click on the live button, you'll see all my shows are archived there. I've had some great guests. Tomorrow, it will just be me. I do my live show by myself. On Thursday, I have this amazing man, Cortland Warren, is joining me for an in-depth conversation. I can't even share what it's about yet. It's just going to be incredible. He and I are very much aligned on this journey together, and I cannot wait to share his wisdoms with you. He has affected probably thousands of people with the messages that he lives and breathes and promotes. So you definitely want to catch Thursday at noon Pacific, or you can always catch them after. I think they go right up on YouTube, so you can always catch them right after. If you can't catch the live ones, but it's fun to watch it live. It's fun for me to know that there's people out there watching live. I don't really have much else going on. You know, I've got my books here. I'll share a few of my things. I've got Mindful Manifestation Secrets, which is our journey from Connecticut to California, and it's the exact process of manifesting that we used that you can use to go after your dreams. Then I have Mindful Manifestation Secrets Daily Guide and Journal. These are all on Amazon. You just click and order and you get them. This is 100 pages of a daily guide and writing prompts and a journal. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book. I think I have one here. Yes, I do. It's just a beautiful book. Like, it's a great coffee table book. It's a beautiful book, beautiful journal. I just love the cover. I think the cover came out amazing. Makes a great gift, actually, too. Especially if you've got like graduations, people graduating. This is a great, stepping stone, right? Like a stepping stone to personal development and growth. Great graduation gift. And let's see what else. That's really all I have going on today. I am formulating. I'm formulating some new things. New things are coming. Yes. So I'm working on some live events that I can't wait to share with you. And I really hope you will join me. I think my live events are going to be, no, I know my live events are going to be epic. They're going to be life changing. There's no doubt in my mind that what we do together will change the trajectory of your world, my world, and the world at large. So when you do this work, when you really dig down deep and you do the work, you heal and you release and you come into new awareness and new realizations of how you are a powerful creator, you affect the entire world. Like when you think about that, how one person affects hundreds of people, the people that you touch, the people that they touch, this becomes a ripple effect that changes the collective. As we become more conscious, as we become more aware, we affect the world we live in. You may seem like, oh, little old me, how do I affect the world? You do. You absolutely do. You affect your family, you affect your friends, you affect every single person you come in contact by the vibration that you hold. And as you raise that vibration, sometimes people in your life may start to kind of fade away. And that's okay. Don't take it personally. Just keep leveling up and looking for those who are ready to up a level with you, because that tribe is so much more enjoyable, so much more satisfying when you can have people that are on this leading edge with you and who are looking to grow and learn and become more. It's really, really fun. It doesn't mean you have to like get rid of all your friends, but I would look at your relationships and ask yourself, is there any joy left in this? Am I really enjoying this? Because we are meant to enjoy life. We're not meant to suffer and struggle and just survive. We are meant to thrive. And that's more about what this conversation is about than anything else, is that when you come up against things that are less than optimal, you have the power to transform. And that's what I keep remembering, because we have this mechanism of forgetting, right? That's what my post was about today. We have this mechanism of forgetting. We have to continually awaken and remember. And if you're listening to this show, you get that, because this is your weekly reminder to remember who you are, remember the power you have to create. And when you're faced with situations that don't look great, you can manifest the good very easily, as long as you keep yourself in tuned and in touch with the reality that you are a powerful creator, the reality that you have the ability to transform energy fields, and the reality that the universe is always conspiring in your favor, that you are not alone, that you are on this journey with those who are ready to grow and up level, and that creative energy that always wants you to turn to the good, that always wants you to turn to gratitude, that always wants you to up level into love and appreciation. When you put yourself in frequencies like that, your life will continually give you reasons to feel good, reasons to feel better. If you are struggling at all with that, mental energy, with not feeling like you're on your game, I would highly suggest that you get my books and you start studying the law of attraction, universal law. How do I get myself in higher frequencies? Focusing on what you love, focusing on what's good. It's so easy for us to shift out of what's wrong and what's right by just recognizing that we're sleeping again, recognizing that we're forgetting again, and going, okay, how do I remind myself, okay, what have I manifested in the past? What have I seen manifest? What evidence do I have in the field that this actually works? Look towards that. And then you could always listen to my show for an upgrade, for an up level, even listening to them over and over again. That's repetition is the way that we learn. So that's it for my show today. I want to save a little bit for tomorrow. So join me tomorrow at noon Pacific. I absolutely love you all. And if you ever have questions, you can get me on my email, livelifegolden@gmail.com, and let me know if you have questions. I'm definitely up for answering any questions on this show. If you're looking to manifest something, if you have situations in your life, let's co-create together. All right. Love y'all. Peace.